Picture this scenario. You're standing in the TSA security line, your boarding pass in hand, watching other passengers ahead of you getting their bags searched. Your heart starts racing as you think about the medications packed in your carry-on. Did you follow all the rules correctly? Are you about to watch your expensive prescription get tossed into that dreaded TSA trash bin? That sinking feeling in your stomach is about to become a thing of the past because today I'm revealing the exact TSA medication rules for 2025 that most travelers have completely wrong. Here's what's shocking. Every single day, TSA agents confiscate thousands of dollars worth of perfectly legal medications from travelers who made one critical mistake. And it's not what you think. It's not about the liquid restrictions or prescription labels. It's something far more basic that catches even experienced travelers off guard. By the end of this video, you'll know the precise steps to breeze through security with total confidence, plus the insider knowledge that will protect your health and your wallet on every trip. Let me start with the most important rule that overrides everything else. This is what I call the prime directive of medication travel, and it could literally save your life. Never, and I mean absolutely never, pack your essential medications in checked luggage. I don't care if it's just a domestic flight or if you're convinced your bag will make it. Your life-sustaining medications belong in your personal item that stays with you under the seat in front of you. Why is this so crucial? Because airline baggage handling is more unpredictable than ever in 2025. With staff shortages and increased flight volumes, lost luggage rates have jumped significantly. Imagine landing in Tokyo only to discover your bag containing your heart medication is still sitting in Chicago. Now you're in a foreign country, potentially facing language barriers trying to explain your medical condition to a doctor who may not have access to your medical records. The cost could be astronomical and the health risks are terrifying. But here's where it gets even trickier. More airlines are forcing passengers to gate check their rolling carry-ons due to limited overhead space. That bag you thought was staying with you? It's now going into the cargo hold with all the same risks as checked luggage. This is why your medications need to be in your personal bag, period. Now let's dive into the biggest source of confusion for travelers in 2025, the pill container question. Should you use those convenient weekly pill organizers or stick with the original pharmacy bottles? The answer depends entirely on whether you're flying domestically or internationally, and getting this wrong could ruin your entire trip. For domestic flights within the United States, the TSA actually allows pill organizers. Their primary concern is security, not pharmacy regulation. However, just because it's allowed doesn't make it smart. When a TSA agent sees original prescription bottles with clear labels, they immediately understand what they're looking at. But a plastic organizer filled with unmarked pills, that could trigger additional screening and delays. International travel is where this gets serious. When you're entering another country, customs officials don't know you. To them, a container of loose, unidentified pills looks suspicious at best and potentially illegal at worst. Your prescription bottle is your proof of legitimacy. It shows what the medication is, that it was legally prescribed to you, and who your doctor is. Make sure the name on the bottle exactly matches your passport. Here's the rule that will save you hundreds of dollars and eliminate the fear of losing expensive medications at security. For 2025, medically necessary liquids, gels, and aerosols are completely exempt from the standard liquid restrictions. Let me repeat that because it's a game changer. You can carry liquid medications in quantities reasonable for your trip, regardless of the typical size limits. This exemption covers prescription cough syrups, saline solutions, injectable medicines, insulin, prescription creams, gels, ointments, and even ice packs needed to keep medications cool. The secret to making this work smoothly is the separate and declare method. As you approach security, remove all medical liquids from your bag and place them in a separate clear container. Then simply inform the TSA officer that you have liquid medications to declare. The mistake that gets medications confiscated every day is travelers trying to hide their medical liquids among regular toiletries. When the X-ray scanner flags oversized liquids, it triggers a bag search that could have been completely avoided. Be proactive, be transparent, and you'll sail through security. For those traveling with needles, syringes, or medical devices, communication is your best friend. Needles and syringes are absolutely permitted, but they must accompany the medication they're intended for. You can't just pack random syringes, they need to be with the labeled vial of insulin or other injectable medication. Keep them in a proper sharps container for safety. Medical devices like insulin pumps, continuous glucose monitors, EpiPens, and inhalers are all allowed. If you're wearing a device, simply inform the TSA officer before screening begins. You have the right to request a pat-down instead of going through the body scanner if you're concerned about interference with your device. Here's an incredible resource that most travelers don't know exists. The TSA Cares program is a free helpline you can call 72 hours before your flight to get personalized assistance with medical conditions or devices. They can answer specific questions about your situation and even arrange for a support specialist to meet you at the airport. This service alone can eliminate most of the stress around traveling with medical needs. Now let's talk about over-the-counter medications because this is where many international travelers get blindsided. For domestic US flights, you can bring as many OTC pills as you want. The TSA doesn't regulate them. Keep them in original bottles or organizers, whatever works for you. But international travel requires serious research. You cannot assume that a medication sold openly in US pharmacies is legal everywhere else. Here are some shocking examples that catch travelers off guard. Pseudoephedrine, found in many cold medicines, is banned in Japan because it can be used to manufacture illegal drugs. Bringing it could result in arrest. Codeine, found in some pain relievers and cough syrups, is treated as a dangerous narcotic in countries like Greece and the UAE. Even diphenhydramine, the active ingredient in common allergy medications, may be restricted in certain countries. The lesson is clear. For any international trip, you must research every single medication you plan to bring, including over-the-counter items. Check your destination country's embassy website for restricted medications. This research isn't optional, it's essential. This brings us to what I call the documentation trinity. For international travel, you need 3 specific documents for every prescription medication. First, original labeled containers, which we've covered. Second, copies of your actual prescriptions from your doctor or pharmacy. Third, and this is your secret weapon, a signed letter from your doctor on official letterhead. This letter should include your full name and date of birth, both brand and generic names of the medication, the medical condition it treats, your dosage, and the total amount you're carrying, plus your doctor's contact information and signature. For high-risk destinations, consider having it translated into the local language. Controlled substances require the most careful preparation. This includes ADHD medications like Adderall, anti-anxiety medications like Xanax, strong painkillers, and certain sleep aids. If you take any controlled substances, you must contact the embassy or consulate of your destination country well before travel. Some countries require special permits applied for in advance. Others limit you to a 30-day supply. In some places, the medication might be completely prohibited. Don't gamble with this. A single phone call to an embassy can prevent a nightmare scenario that could include arrest, imprisonment, or being denied entry to the country. The International Narcotics Control Board maintains a database of country regulations, but always confirm directly with the embassy because rules change frequently. Let me share the professional packing strategy that makes security screening effortless. Create a dedicated medical kit using a clear separate bag for all medications and supplies. Include your pill bottles, liquid medications, doctor's letter, prescription copies, and any medical devices. When you reach security, simply remove this organized kit and place it in its own bin. This signals to TSA that these are medical items and streamlines the entire process. Before leaving home, do a final inventory check. Pack enough medication for your entire trip plus at least one additional week. Flight delays, cancellations, and unexpected itinerary changes happen constantly. That extra supply could be life-saving. Getting U.S. prescriptions filled overseas ranges from extremely difficult to impossible. Create both physical and digital backups of all your documents. Keep paper copies in your medical kit, but also photograph everything and save the images both to cloud storage and directly on your phone. If your luggage is lost or stolen, those digital backups become invaluable. Here's something most travelers never consider but absolutely should. Different countries have varying requirements for how much medication you can bring. Some limit you to a 30-day supply, others allow 90 days, and some have no specific limits but require documentation explaining why you need larger quantities. Research these limits for your specific destination and plan accordingly. Time zones can also affect medication schedules, especially for critical medications that must be taken at precise intervals. Before traveling across multiple time zones, consult with your doctor about how to adjust your medication schedule to maintain therapeutic levels while adapting to your new schedule. For liquid medications that require refrigeration, you have options beyond just ice packs. Many airports now have pharmacies that can provide temporary cold storage if needed. Some hotels can accommodate refrigerated medications if you call ahead. Research these options for your specific route and destination. Here's a lesser-known but crucial point about prescription transfers. If you're traveling for an extended period and might run out of medication, some chain pharmacies can transfer prescriptions between locations, even internationally in some cases. CVS, Walgreens, and other major chains have partnerships that might help, but this requires advanced planning and verification. Travel insurance specifically covering medication replacement is worth considering for longer trips or when carrying expensive medications. Standard travel insurance often doesn't cover prescription medications lost due to baggage problems, but specialized medical travel insurance can provide this protection. The psychological aspect of traveling with medications shouldn't be underestimated. The anxiety and stress can actually worsen medical conditions. Having a solid plan and backup systems in place provides peace of mind that contributes to overall health and trip enjoyment. Let's address the elephant in the room. What happens if, despite all your preparation, something goes wrong? If medications are confiscated or lost, immediately contact your travel insurance provider and your doctor back home. Many doctors can call in emergency prescriptions to the pharmacies near your location. Keep your doctor's contact information easily accessible, including their after-hours emergency number. Embassy services extend beyond just medication regulations. If you face a medical emergency abroad, your country's embassy can help locate English-speaking doctors, reputable hospitals, and can even help facilitate communication between you and medical providers. Now here's the number one mistake that gets medications confiscated every single day, and it's going to surprise you. It's not about liquids or prescription labels or documentation. It's about honesty and communication. Travelers who try to hide their medications or aren't upfront with TSA agents create suspicion where none needed to exist. The agents are trained to spot nervous behavior and concealment attempts. When you're transparent about having medications, when you proactively declare liquid medicines, when you calmly explain what medical devices you're carrying, you make their job easier and your screening faster. The TSA agents aren't trying to make your life difficult. They're following security protocols, and when you help them understand what they're looking at, everyone wins. The travelers who get into trouble are usually those who try to sneak things through or who become defensive when asked questions. Building on this, let me share the exact phrases that work best when communicating with TSA agents. Instead of just placing your medical kit in the bin silently, say something like, "I have prescription medications and medical liquids in this bag." When wearing a medical device, approach the agent and say, "I'm wearing an insulin pump and would prefer a pat-down instead of the body scanner." Clear, direct communication eliminates confusion and expedites the process. For 2025, TSA has also updated their procedures for certain medical conditions. If you have a medical condition that prevents you from removing shoes, raising your arms for the body scanner, or other standard screening procedures, you can request alternative screening methods. Don't suffer in silence, speak up about your needs. The key takeaway is this: traveling with medications doesn't have to be stressful or uncertain. When you understand the rules, prepare the right documentation, pack strategically, and communicate clearly, you transform what used to be an anxiety-inducing experience into just another routine part of travel. Your health is too important to leave to chance, and your peace of mind is worth the extra preparation time. With these strategies, you can walk into any airport confident that you've done everything right. You can focus on your destination and your purpose for traveling instead of worrying about whether your medications will make it through security. The world is full of incredible experiences waiting for you, and your medical needs shouldn't limit your ability to explore it. With proper preparation and knowledge, you can travel anywhere with confidence, knowing your health is protected and your medications are secure. Remember, the goal isn't just to get through security without problems. The goal is to travel with complete confidence, knowing you're prepared for any situation. That confidence transforms your entire travel experience from stressful to enjoyable. These aren't just tips and tricks, they're your roadmap to stress-free travel with medications. Use them, share them with other travelers who might benefit, and most importantly, put them into practice on your next trip. Your future traveling self will thank you for taking the time to get this right.